So press, engineering, logic press, kapow, silicon press, kaboom. And then do I need, chat, to make the pure status quartz crystal for this? So we could make an enrichment chamber to speed this up, but the mechanism machines do require you go through pneumatic craft. So I think that's a little out of our way, at least right now. This is also doable, honestly. Like the cytogenic insulator is just a status quartz seed and glowstone to make a pure status quartz crystal. This actually might be the fastest way for us to get it, because otherwise we can go ahead and throw a normal seed into the world, and without any crystal growth accelerators, I think it takes multiple hours to grow into a seed. So that one's out of the question. The crystal growth accelerators themselves are not incredibly difficult to make, but I would rather save my charged status quartz, and thus my fluix crystals, for making the ME cable and also making the other parts of the system. So I'm kind of thinking we're going with the cytogenic insulator. That seems pretty easy. Oh, we need lumium though as well. Like, it all comes back to get you, right? With the lumium. We don't have an alloy smelter, so that's out of the question. Yeah. All right. I guess if we don't have an easy way, I don't think, of making lumium. We need energized glowstone, which means we need a magma crucible to turn the glowstone into energized glowstone. And so sure, we'll go with the we'll loop back around once again, and we'll make one of the, or at least one of the crystal growth accelerators, and see where we go from there. So redstone, charged status quartz, and nether quartz. We can indeed use the charger from AE2 to make charged status quartz. This is true. How expensive is the charger? Like, it's very cheap. Yeah, we should just do that, right? Like, I prefer the energetic infuser because of the fact that it's faster and less, like, random. Like, the problem with the charger from AE2 is that it is quite random. I also think it might require the... Where's my iron? It might require the energy acceptor, which we're going to have to make anyway if we want to set up an AE2 system. So, might as well bite the bullet now, I guess. But the thing I dislike most about the charger is the fact that it's semi-random. Like, it doesn't take the same amount of time to charge every crystal. It mixes it up every single time, which is somewhat infuriating. I assume that ended up in here. It did. That's fine. We'll throw it down there for now. We really need to get a better power source going. That is something we were supposed to do in today's session, and something we are supposed to, still going to have to do if we're going to set up a working AE2 system. But let's see, like... Oh, that's done. Okay. So, let's move this off here for now, and we're going to put this back on here, because I think we're done with the auto-sifting for the time being. That's not too slow. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, this will do the job just fine, I think. I would like to go preferably straight in with the crystal growth chamber, because it's just a lot nicer than having to go through a single crystal growth accelerator. Even though we do only need one, we could actually, yeah, you are correct in that we could set up some kind of like filtration system here. We do have a filter, and we do still have a spare transfer node or two. So it is entirely possible, if we can find our pipes, that we could get like a little automated system going here. Assuming you can pull out of these, which I would assume you can. Charge status quartz like that, and then we'll put the filter in like that, and then we'll just pipe that for now into like not into there. We do have that wrench, and so we can go ahead and disconnect that, although I don't think it can go in there anyway, so probably not something that needs disconnecting, all things considered. There we go. And then for now, I will just put that, I'll just get like a small storage crate, and by a small, can't even speak, and by a small storage crate, I mean a storage drawer, like that. That should do just fine for the time being. I hate the fact that storage drawers always orient like that, like the fact that I placed it, even though I was stood here and clearly wanted it to go this way, it pointed this way anyway. Not a problem, that's fine. And then we can just pop that in there, and then as soon as it turns into a charged status quartz, it moves out. Nice. And then we can just go ahead and grab like a hopper. Any hopper will do, such as this one right here. And that should be that pretty much automated, which is nice. Boom. Okay, so that's going to make us charged status quartz. Let's have a look at the recipe here then for the crystal growth chamber. So we need 6 crystal growth accelerators, which means I need 6 fluix blocks, so 24 fluix there, plus what? 6 of these, 6 times 2, 12. 12 divided by 4 is 3, times by 2 is 6. So 6 plus 24 is 30. So I think we need 30 fluix crystal to make this guy, not including the 2 for this one. So like 32 fluix crystal? How much fluix? We got 32. Would you look at that, chat? Would you look at that? So we need at least 6 blocks. We might actually have everything it takes here, chat. So, oh, we need a lot of quartz glass, of course. Again, I'll just make as much of that as we can because I think we're going to need more than 12. And by that, I mean, maybe not. We need 6 of these and each one needs 2 glass. So maybe we're actually fine. What are we missing then? We just need iron ingots in that case. And I think we might finally be out of iron ingots simply due to the fact that we crafted all of those sieves earlier. And so I think, chat, for the first time in a while now, we're probably back to crafting up and smelting iron down, which is not a problem because we've got this lovely fast furnace here. All right, so do we have what it takes here? We're missing the... Oh, no, we didn't even make the cable, of course. Here we go. I think the remainder of the fluix crystal here is just on cable. Yeah. So we'll craft all that up. We'll craft up 6 of these. Oh, would you look at that, chat? Beautiful. And then let's go and create 4 more chests because apparently we don't have enough chests. And then finally, I'm just going to nab this hopper right here. And we're going to make ourselves, if I can acquire the hopper, a crystal growth chamber. Nice. Now, again, I'm fairly certain that we do need an energy acceptor before we can use this. I don't think that this will work just on the back of here. Oh. All right, so as I mentioned at the very end of the last episode, we put down this crystal growth accelerator right here. I tried to place it down right here. I don't know if that's specifically what caused the issue or what caused the crash, but I have reason to believe that is what caused it. So we're not going to put that down there. Instead, we're going to put this down somewhere else. I think it's still okay. I don't think it's like fully broken. I think we can put this down elsewhere and still be safe. So fingers crossed. Between episodes, I've done a couple of things, mostly just kind of tidying the base up a little bit. You'll notice we have more crates now, as opposed to the massive tower of chests that we were getting. We had like 3 2-wide chests here. We had like another double chest here. We had a single chest over here, and we had 1 chest over there. All of those chests have been cleaned up and condensed down into 3 small storage crates from actual additions. I've also gone ahead and processed a bunch of the ores that we had lying around in our crate over there, collecting all the sifting drops. And so now you'll notice we got a bunch of iron, a bunch of gold, we got like some platinum, some nickel, we got all kinds of stuff so that hopefully we don't have to spend as much time in today's stream going backwards and forwards trying to get and craft down all those ingots into all those all chunks, I should say, into ingots. But for now, I've gotten rid of the dirt setup that we had here that was producing dirt. It wasn't producing dirt particularly fast. It made like 11 dirt over the course of its lifetime. And so for now, if we need more dirt, we'll go with the dirt and gravel into coarse dirt method because it makes more dirt. And temporarily, I've just gone ahead and put another basic storage drawer down underneath this hopping bonsai pot to collect everything except for oak leaves. And so the oak leaves are being voided right now, but I think that that is fine for the time being. And then also over here, I have moved the loot bag opener, which, if you remember from a previous stream, is currently in an infinite cycle. Where in the world is my loot bag? It should be in there. Chat, we did it. We got a freaking nether star. Oh my goodness. I was gonna say, like, I definitely put it in there. I definitely remember it being in the I definitely put it in there. That is crazy. Holy heck, we got a freaking nether star. The Zenith furnace. Oh, you are a genius. Zenith, how expensive is this thing now that we got the nether star? It's 4 blaze rods and then 3 nether brick. This, chat, is actually not too bad, and it's 30 times faster than the endest furnace that we have right now. Holy heck. Well, before I do that, I'm fairly certain that over in our anti-barrel over here, we do have 7 more of these patient loot bags. And so for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and put another one in, just in the off chance that we do get another nether star here. How crazy would it be if we got one like instantly? But what I was told between episodes is that there's a faster way to do that. And the faster way to do that is to have a second loot bag opener, and instead of having a transfer node kind of loop it back around, because the transfer node, while not super slow, is not super fast either. It's not translocator fast. And so what I've been told is a faster way of doing this is having 2 loot bag openers 1 block away from each other, and then using translocators to send them backwards and forwards. I assume that we would have like one bag opener here, one bag opener kind of diagonally up from it, and then have them kind of cycle it around like that. I think that would make it significantly faster than it is right now. You can see at the minute, it takes like a good couple of seconds to kind of get it back into the, maybe like a second and a half. It's not that long, but I think it could be faster. So I do want to make another loot bag opener into this stream. I do want to quickly upgrade our furnace here to the highest tier of furnace from the furnace overhaul mod. I would also like to get automated sifting up and running today, and I would also finally like to get a basic applied Energistics 2 system up and running today as well. Those are the things I want to get done. Hopefully we can get them done fairly easily, starting of course by doing this. Now we do need 4 blaze rods to make this happen, and hopefully we have 2 molten cores in our storage drawer setup over here. Maybe. I don't see any. If we're going to get these blaze rods, I think the easiest way for us to do this is going to be with the compactor from Thermal Expansion. Pretty easy to make: a normal piston, a machine frame, redstone reception coil, 2 copper gears, and then 2 bronze ingots. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we did start cooking some bronze up in our little alloy kiln over here. We did. Good stuff. And so, chat, if we grab some iron, some silver, and by silver I of course mean tin, as well as a little bit of glass, which I'm not quite sure if we have. We've got 3 glass there, although between streams I did go ahead and pre-prepare a bunch of compressed sand and compressed gravel, specifically for this moment in time when we needed a bunch of sand. So I'll throw that in there. Could do with some fuel. That is fine. And then what am I missing in terms of getting a compactor? I just need some gold, some redstone, some copper, and that's pretty much it. Wooden cobblestone is kind of the other thing that I'm missing, but all of that shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. Now, all of this is going to become significantly more easy once we get our basic AE2 system up and running, which, as I mentioned before, is very close. Like, we're almost there, chat. Trust me. I know I've been saying it forever now, but we are very, very close to having that AE2 system ready to go. I think all we need to do is just kind of use our crystal growth chamber to get some crystals, to get some pure Cetus quartz crystals, and we should be pretty much there. All right, what are we missing? We should have what it takes to make a piston. We do. I should probably have just typed in the word compactor as opposed to going through and clicking on all of the ingredients every time here. But I'm pretty sure, chat, that is everything we need to make a compactor. And now if we go and add a compactor to our little like jumble of machines over here, for now we'll put it right about there in what I'm going to call the crash spot. Hopefully, if we add some fuel to that, we should be good to go. So we'll throw in some coal in here, and then if we go and grab some of our blaze powder, of which we've got actually quite a lot now, which is very nice indeed, throw that in there, and then I don't think this is particularly fast, but eventually that should turn into 4 or even more. We've like got almost 8 blaze rods, blaze powder. No, we've got almost 8 blaze rods worth of blaze powder in the compactor here, ready to go. And so whilst we wait for that to finish its job and get us those 4 blaze rods that we need, let's see if we can finish up the applied Energistics 2 work that we were doing at the end of the last stream. So we have our crystal growth chamber. We are not, under any circumstances, going to put the crystal growth chamber down next to the coal generator because that is going to crash. So we're going to put it down near the coal generator, but not touching the coal generator. The reason for that is that, wait, does this even need power? I have a feeling this definitely does need power, but just in case I am wildly incorrect, let me quickly grab some Cetus quartz crystals here. Well, let's quickly craft those with sand, I believe it is, to make... Is it just with sand, or do we craft... I think we craft Cetus quartz dust with sand in order to make the seed, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll just grab 1 compressed sand like so, and then we'll craft that up with some Cetus quartz dust. I think that's what gets us the Cetus quartz seeds. And then, does this thing require power? Yes, it does. It definitely does. Okay, and so to get this thing power, I was hoping we could put it down right next to the coal generator. Unfortunately, that does not work. And so what we need to do is we need to get an energy acceptor from Applied Energistics. It kind of acts as a power bridge between Redstone Flux and Fe and all those other kind of power sources and Applied Energistics, which accepts its own kind of power, which is A. So to make this very easy, it's just 1 flux crystal, 4 quartz glass, and then 1 iron ingot. I think we might already have some quartz glass lying around. We did make a little bit in a previous stream, although we might have turned it all into quartz fiber. That is not a problem. We can go ahead and make some more fairly easily, especially now that we've got all of this glass just lying around waiting to be used. And so if memory serves me right, quartz glass looks a little something like this. And then we can go ahead and craft that down into our energy acceptor as soon as we get ourselves one of those fluix crystals, which I'm fairly certain, again, we may have somewhere already in our system, although it's quite possible that we did use all of our fluix crystals on making ME cable at the end of the last stream, in which case, all we need to do is grab some redstone, grab some nether quartz, preferably more than one nether quartz, I think would be nice, and of course, finally some charged Certus quartz, which we do have. Do we really only have? No, we've definitely got more than one. Wait, did we use all of our nether quartz in the last stream? I guess we might have done, right? Jeez. Okay, we're probably going to have to go back to the nether chat to get some more nether quartz pretty soon here. But for now, if we just do this, this, and this, that should hopefully get us at least 2 crystals. Oh, no. Come on. No, please. Please, chat. Work. It's too... Chat, we're being persecuted for our magnetism. We got the magnetism buff, right? At the start of the pack, and thus I can't do it. I'm not fast enough. I don't have those pro gamer, or maybe that worked. I think that worked. It did. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let me go ahead and craft up the freaking energy acceptor. Boom. All right, we only need the one. The rest we can hold on to for the time being. And so, chat, finally, if we go ahead and throw this down right about there and we connect it up with a little bit of our pre-existing ME cable, like so, ideally, these seeds will slowly but surely turn into pure Certus quartz seeds. Fantastic. You can take off the magnetism buff with an ability bottle. Yeah, I mean, I kind of liked having it, but that was just impossible, right? Like, I feel like I couldn't do anything with that one. Let's have a look. Can I... So like if I, yeah, see we got magnetized, which I think is what's hurting us here. So I'm going to take that off for the time being and just kind of hold it in that bottle. We can always put it back on if we need it in the future. All right, so that's almost done. And so the next thing that we're definitely going to need is an Inscriber. So the Inscriber is not too difficult. It lets us use that other fluix crystal that we have. We also need 2 sticky pistons. And I guess this is where things get a little bit more interesting because right now we don't have slime balls, we don't have rosin, and we don't have tar. So rice slime balls, I think, are probably going to be the easiest ones for us to get here. We could try and get some coagulated blood by kind of jumping into a smelter. We don't have a smelter yet, though, and so that kind of becomes a bit of an issue. And so I think definitely the easiest one for us to make here is going to be the rice slime ball. You make it by crafting 4 rice around a bucket of water. The rice dough is made from 3 bits of rice, and the rice is, of course, grown from rice seeds, which I think we almost certainly already have. We got a bunch of seeds in this chest here. Do we have any rice seeds? We do. Indeed, we got 2. And so for the time being, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to go ahead and grab my crop sticks, which are there. And then if we just do this, and we do... Did I put my rice seeds back instead of my Certus quartz seeds? I think I did. If we go ahead and do something like this, boom, and if we use, I guess just bone meal should work just fine. Yeah, there's probably like a better way of doing this, and also you can see you can, like, it doesn't pop off when it's fully done. You can actually kind of just keep pumping bone meal in, even though it's wasting it. That's pretty odd, but it does get us rice. I'm going to go for 1 more here just so we can get at least 6. Oh, they keep... I want a nice multiple of 3, preferably. 9 is perfect, because then we can do this. We can get 6 of those. Oh, that's, again, just 2 off from what we need. But I think it should be more than enough because you do get 4 at a time. And so now, all we need is a bucket, which I think we do have. Oh, nice. I was going to say I think we don't have, but apparently we made a bunch of them, of course, for the water seeds in a previous episode. And now, finally, chat, if we go ahead and do something like this, we can get some rice slime balls. Nice. And those are going to allow us to very easily make the sticky pistons required for the Inscriber. Kapow! We get ourselves an Inscriber. Nice. Now, I would like, if possible, to get the advanced Inscriber here, because this thing is so much easier to work with and makes it so much easier to automate and make large numbers of these processors. But unfortunately, it does require the processors in order to make it, and so we have to at least make a few processors in the Inscriber before we can upgrade to the advanced Inscriber. And so, much like with the Crystal Growth Chamber, it does need to get power through the energy acceptor. And so, for the time being, we'll put this down right about there. I don't love it, but it's going to work. It's going to be practical. And I think we should now, chat, have all the blaze rods we need. And so just to get our smeltery back, and by our smeltery, I mean our furnace, back online, let's go ahead and craft 4 blaze rods with our nether star and then 3 nether brick. Boom, boom, and boom. And we get the Zenith or Zenith furnace with a cook time of 1 tick. Chat. Oh my goodness. And not only that, we can put in the ore processing upgrade, we can put in the speed upgrade to make this thing faster, and we can put in the efficiency upgrade to make fuel more efficient in it as well. Holy heck. Let's grab some sand here, and let's just see how fast we can turn this sand into glass. Oh, look at that. It doubles it. Did you see how fast that was, chat? Did you see how fast that was? Shift K, craft up some chunk pieces. Drop these back in. Look at how fast that produced 64 iron. That is insanely fast. Holy heck. I love it. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's 1 item. It's once per tick, which is 20 times a second. So 20 items per second. I don't know how much the speed upgrade increases the speed, especially on a furnace like this. I don't know if it takes it down to like half of a tick, so 40 items per second or what. I don't think it's quite that fast, but still. When we're processing more than 20 items per second, you know that you have a fast system on your hands. Holy heck. Make some hoppers for above and below the furnace. That's probably a pretty good idea, actually, so we can kind of automate the furnace in its entirety. I will get around to doing that, but I don't want to get distracted too much in today's stream. And so instead, before I do that, what I would like to do is look at the recipe for the crafting terminal. This is one of the key things that we're going to need to set up our basic AE2 system. For it, we need a simple crafting table, easy enough, 1 calculation processor, which is made with the calculation press, of course, and one of those pure Sturdy quartz crystals, which at this point should be ready over here. They are indeed. I don't think that we actually made the press for the calculation processor in the last episode. I don't think we have this one yet. We don't. Now we've got all 4 of them, which is beautiful. Do we have some silicon? I'm fairly certain the answer should be yes. We do. Nice. So we've got silicon, we've got redstone, we've got gold, we've got diamonds, and we've got pure Sturdy quartz crystals. Those are all the things we need to make all of the different types of processors in Applied Energistics 2. And so let's go ahead and make a few of those, shall we? So first things first, we're going to have to make a bunch of silicon presses. Now, the downside to the basic Inscriber is that it can only do 1 item at a time. Like, I can't put more than 1 silicon into this slot here, which makes it painfully slow. It means I have to kind of sit and babysit this thing through making a bunch of silicon. And then once we've got some silicon, we can go ahead and craft up, say, let's go with the calculation processor. We know we're going to need that one. So we can make a calculation. I always forget the name of these. What's it called here, chat? It's called a calculation circuit. And then once we have the calculation circuit, we can, of course, combine that with some redstone and our silicon, like so, to make a calculation processor. And so now we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing here, but with golds and diamonds to get a bunch of different circuits. And now that we've got 2 engineering processors, we do have everything it takes to make our advanced Inscriber. All we need is 2 hoppers. I'm not a fan of the fact that we've managed to attract the attention of an Enderman. I have no idea how you ended up here, my friend. I'm assuming that you teleported out of my mob spawner, which I don't love. I would have preferred almost certainly that you stay within the confines of the mob spawner, and then also, if possible, die in the mob spawner. That would be kind of ideal for me, but we'll take care of that guy in just a second here. For now, let's go ahead and craft up an advanced Inscriber. And so the benefits to this are essentially just that you can put multiple resources in here at once. So for example, if I wanted to make 14 silicon, printed silicon here, I can go ahead and put in the Inscriber silicon press. I can put in the 14 silicon, and I can just kind of set it and forget it, and I'll come back to 14 silicon ready and raring to go. So that is very nice indeed. At the beginning of the stream here, I did mention that I want to speed up our loot bag opening setup that we have right here. Right now, we're opening our patient loot bag. He's done it! 2 nether stars in 1 episode. Chat. I'm a patient loot bag opening Master. Oh my goodness. A second nether star. Holy heck. Wow. What we were going to do, thankfully we do have more patient loot bags here that we can take and put into our loot bag opening system, which, to be honest, seems to be working pretty well. But we can make this faster, and the way that we do that is by getting a second bag opener and some translocators. Now, I don't think we have any translocators lying around. We've got 2 being used down here for our sifting system. We might have 2 more lying around somewhere, although I'm not confident that we do. We've got transfer pipe and we've got transfer nodes, but yeah, it doesn't look like we have any translocators lying around just yet. I think we're going to need quite a lot of logic processes, and so I'm just going to put in these and let those cook away whilst we make some translocators and also make a second loot bag opener, which really shouldn't be too hard for us to do. So 2 iron, 1 gold, 4 redstone. I'm kind of tempted, chat, to just make like 1 billion pistons and just kind of not have to, because every recipe in the game seems to require pistons at this point, and we keep having to make them every single time. And so I'm just going to go ahead and make 1 billion pistons, aka 14 pistons, and hopefully that will satisfy our piston requirement, at least for the near future. So we do need 2 sets here. We need 1 set to transfer kind of from one loot bag opener to the other, and then another set that goes from loot bag opener 2 back to loot bag opener number 1. And so hopefully we've got pretty much everything it takes here to make 4 item translocators. And then what do we need for a second loot bag opener, which I think is just called an opener? It is called a bag opener. We need 2 silver, 1 chest, and 6 lapis. Probably don't need to make another chest, because I'm fairly certain I've got like 15 chests inside one of my storage crates there. But in the interest of speed, I will go ahead and just craft up another one there. And then with 6 lapis and 2 silver, a kapow. Nice. All right, so I believe, Chad, that the idea here is that if we go and throw this guy down, for example, right about here, what we can do, we can get rid of our transfer node, no longer required. Did we lose that? Oh no, the bag will be in storage. The bag will have gone and been collected by this and then probably been pumped around back into here. I'm just checking my inventory real quick there to make sure that we didn't have like an extra nether star that I'd missed. And so I believe, chat, that all we need to do here is just do something like that and something like this. And hopefully, oh yeah, the patient bag is in there. Hopefully that will just work. You can see that's a lot faster now than what we had previously because it's going through, do we have 2? No, I think we've just got the 1. I can put another one in. Although you can see it's not like being used, it's just using the 1, and because it's sending it back and forth so fast, you can see it being like, I love how they're simultaneously being transferred there, that's super cool. But yeah, that's a lot faster than what we had previously. It's not super fast, it's not going to open them at like a ridiculously rapid rate and guarantee as nether stars, but it's definitely a lot quicker than it was before with the basic transfer node there, so very nice indeed. Back to the crafting terminal. Here it is. We need the calculation processor, which we have. Good stuff. We also need an ME terminal, which requires one of the logic processors that we're working on. Both the formation and the annihilation core also require logic processors. And then finally, we need an illuminated panel, which is just some quartz glass, some glowstone, redstone, and an iron ingot. So essentially, we just need to go ahead and make a bunch of these printed logic circuits. I'm not going to use all of my silicon here because I would also quite like to make a drive bay, which does require 2 more engineering processors, and then preferably a couple of 1K storage drives, which I believe also require just logic processors. So a few more of those as well, and we should be good to go. There we go. All right, 44 Fluix crystals should be more than enough. Now, we do have to turn this into Fluix dust, and I think that we actually don't have a way of doing that just yet. Like, we need Fluix dust for the formation core, and we also need it for the annihilation core, and I'm fairly certain that right now we actually don't have any way of producing this Fluix dust, right? We either need a crusher, a pulverizer, a quartz grindstone, a sag mill, or a manufactory. And although it's the most tedious of the options, I think I'm going to go with the quartz grindstone just because it's going to be like the quickest for us to make here. And we actually don't need that much of it, right? That's my thought process, at least. Kapow, wooden gear, and then it's just like 5 cobblestone and some Certus quartz, and we're good to go. Like, it's particularly easy. It doesn't need 3 actual cooked stone. Thankfully, we can do that in like 0 seconds flat, thanks to our ridiculously fast furnace that we have. and then kapow. And then if memory serves me right, it's been a while since I made one of these, but I'm fairly certain that the crank looks like that. And we should be able to just go ahead and throw this thing down right about here for now. Drop the crank in the top like so. And I think we might only need like 2, but just to be safe, I'll make like 5 Fluix dust. All right, that's done. Nice. That didn't take as long as I thought it would, honestly. I thought that would take much longer than it ended up taking. All right. We are completing quests left, right, and center. We actually completed quite a few quests, I think, that I have yet to claim. So we'll do that in just a second here. But let's see. So we need a formation core, like so. We need an annihilation core, like so. I think I got those. Oh, no, they were the right way around. And then once we got both of those, we also need to go ahead and get ourselves an illumination panel. For that, surprisingly, the only thing we're missing here is glowstone. And already you can see the need for this AE2 system because my inventory is chock full of just trash that we do not need to be holding on to. Hopefully, that life will soon be over. I do love that we're getting all this music in the background, though, as we complete all of these quests. All right, let me drop this glowstone for now. Let's craft up an ME terminal, and then we should have what it takes to craft that pretty much directly into, if we can just free up some space here, into an ME crafting terminal. And then now, chat, all we need is somewhere to either store our items or some way of connecting up our pre-existing storage to the ME crafting terminal. I'm going to start, because we've got these engineering processes here, I'm going to start with an ME drive, which just requires 2 ME cable, which we do have conveniently lying right about there. We might need to make some more if we're going to connect all of this up, but for now, we can go ahead and grab that, which might be a quest. Waiting for the music? No? No quest? Where is AE2 on this line? Is it higher up? There are so many quests, chat. Here it is. All right, it is a quest. Music? There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. And then we need at least one 1K ME storage drive if we're going to be able to store items in here. Preferably, we're going to want multiple of these storage drives. For now, one will do. It looks like a redstone is our limiting factor at the moment, but it shouldn't be too difficult for us to get more of that. And then also we have sand, another problem that should not be too hard for us to tackle, especially with our large amount of pre-compressed sand. My goodness, my inventory is such a mess, and I've got no space in any of these crates. Oh my goodness. Let's quickly smelt that up. And then do we have any dust? We don't. Oh my goodness. Chat, my inventories, they are just so, I think it's mostly due to the fact that they are inefficiently organized, or the normal humans would say inefficiently organized, because they know how to speak English. Apparently, I do not possess that that trait here, and that was just terrible. Is it like that? I think it's the other way around, right? I think it's like this. Oh my goodness, I didn't even get the quartz dust. Hold on, chat. Hold on. I can do this. I can do it. There we go. All right. No space. That's fine. Kapow. All right. Good stuff. So, again, very temporary for the time being, just because we don't have much space. Oh gosh, it's going to look bad, chat, but bear with me, okay? I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put this here, okay? Now, it's going to work because we've got this connected in the system here, and we're going to be able to put, finally, all of our items into our ME drive here. And right now, we're using 282 out of 1,024 bytes and 31 out of 63 types. And I'm fairly certain that we are nowhere... That's nowhere near enough space to hold all of the stuff that we have here. And so the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly whip up like 3 more of these 1K storage drives, and hopefully that will be enough to kind of store all of this stuff that we have here, hopefully. Now, I've made a rookie mistake here. When you shift click in for recipes like this that can either use pure Cetus quartz or normal Cetus quartz, for whatever reason, the game loves to pull in pure Cetus quartz before it pulls in normal Cetus quartz, which is a pain because the pure Cetus quartz is significantly more difficult to make. And so whenever you do shift click that recipe, and you've got to make sure you go in and manually replace the pure Cetus quartz crystals with normal Cetus quartz crystals, because that makes your life just significantly easier going forward. And so hopefully, with the acquisition of a little bit more quartz glass here, we should be able to dump all of our stuff, every single item that we have, into the system, into this A2 system, and access everything that we own from one nice, convenient location. It's like online banking, you know, you just put all of your money in one place and it's just ready to access whenever you like. Oh, it's beautiful, chat. It's beautiful. Look at that. Kapow. Now, we don't have much power right now, and so you can't put in... I tried using spacebar left click to dump my whole inventory into the drives there. Unfortunately, because we don't have that much power being sent by the energy acceptor, if you try and put too many things in at once, it will kind of go black like this because it's run out of power. So you do have to put things in a little bit slowly, at least at first. You can mitigate this by putting down batteries, which will store kind of like reserve power for the system. But for the time being, I don't think that's really going to be necessary for us at least. And boom, nice. All right, that should definitely, for now at least, be enough space. Beautiful. All right. And so finally, chat, we can now go ahead and first of all grab our tools. I need all of these, but we can finally get rid of these freaking storage crates that we never have to use again. They do leave a bit of a gap in the base there, but that's fine. We can fill that in the future. Let's also go ahead and drop our RAK in there. How much RAK do we have? 11, not a whole heck of a lot, but we have just completed a plethora of quests. And so look at this. Look at that. We've got quests in like every quest line. That's maybe a bit of an exaggeration, but we've got quests in quite a few quest lines that are able to be claimed. I see there that the Zenith furnace has not been claimed, so I will go ahead and quickly pick this thing up here real quick and hopefully get that quest complete. Please detect. Ooh, this one's a 10 RAK quest. Nice. It's a little bit more valuable than the rest. 5 more RAK there. What else do we have here? We got quite a few quests here that we didn't complete from Mystical Agriculture in the last stream, so I'll go ahead and claim all of those. Oh man, we get... They give... Oh, what? Oh, you get to pick. Oh. I guess we go with engineering, right? Like, logic is pretty cheap and pretty easy to make. The calculation are not super hard. I think this one's going to be I think we're going to go with the engineering because the diamonds are just so expensive. And the 4 RAK. All right, we'll claim those. Holy heck, chat. That would have been... nice 10 minutes ago. This quest line, though, is giving out quite a lot of RAK. There were quite a few quests in here that are giving out 10 RAK, which I am very happy about. 15 RAK? Oh my goodness. We're getting into the bigger quests here, chat, with the bigger rewards. I am a fan. All right. I think that is everything. I think that's most of the quests claimed. Chat, we have got 185 RAK, I think, if my mental arithmetic is correct. Holy heck, what can we buy with 185 RAK? One thing that jumps out to me right away is the bone mealer totem. People did point this out. Apparently it makes life with mystical agriculture much, much easier because you can just go ahead and kind of have the watering can effect apply to crops that are just around you in general, which means, although we did spend quite a bit of time making a watering can, wouldn't necessarily be, it's not something we'd have to use, potentially. Didn't mean to click my right-click macro there, but that's fine. We could also keep saving. There is the flight totem, which I would very much like to get at some point. It does require a whopping 768 RAK. I think, chat, for the time being, I'm going to be like a responsible business person. I'm going to put my RAK in the system, you know, keep a hold of it. We can go ahead and invest that later on down the line, maybe try and get some more RAK if things get better, you know, maybe the markets look up, you know, we can invest that in Apple stock or something and see if it goes places. All right. For the now, though, let's go ahead and put down our furnace. Let's put all that stuff back in there. Let's go and let's open some loot bags. All right. Here we go. We've got 46,564 loot bag points. 46,000. 46,584. That is 181 legendary loot bags if we wanted. But I'll take, you know what, chat? We'll give each one a fair shake. I'm going to open an old blue loot bag, excuse me. We're going to open one of every type of loot bag, okay? And we're going to see what we get. He's insane, chat. He is. No, he's a madman. Opening one of every loot bag. It's never been done. All right, in order as well. We'll start with the common bag. Black Lotus, pumpkin seeds, gold nugget, iron. Pretty useless garbage, all things considered. A Giga Pickle seed, which I really want to... We got one of these before, but I mean, chap, for science more than anything else, I need to know what in the world a Giga Pickle looks like. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't think I've ever seen a Giga Pickle. And so I am very interested in what a Giga Pickle looks like. I feel like I should really put these in the crop sticks. I guess that's what a Giga Pickle looks like. Looks like that right there. All right. Do you reckon... I mean, we can't eat the Giga Pickle because we're cursed with not being able to eat any food going forward due to our excessive saturation, but it's a price I'm willing to pay. We got an enchanted scroll of purification. Dispels negative effects over time. Hold right click to cast this spell. Squid Beak, of course, and another music disc, which, is that the same as one we had before? I know we have, I want to turn this, first of all, to number of items and also to auto search. Thank you. So, we have had a few music discs. This is the same one. We have heard this music disc. Okay, that's fine. I was going to play it, if not, but we've already heard it, chat. We've already heard it. An enchanted scroll of true sight enhances vision. Sounds pretty useful. Ender pearls are always welcome. So is lapis. Golden horse armor, not so much, but that's fine. Iron horse armor, MRE, a bone, and then some of the rubbish that we don't need. String. That's a pretty bad loot bag. A molten core, which would have been nice earlier when we needed that for our bags. Do we actually have a molten core in here? Did I get one from a chat? Thankfully, we didn't have enough to make for... Oh my goodness. I didn't even need to make the compactor. We had the molten cores all along. Oh my goodness. I didn't even need to do it, chat. We didn't need the compactor. We didn't need to go to the nether. None of that was necessary. I thought if we had any, they'd be in the mob spawner over there. Alas, we got them from a legendary loot bag. I knew I'd seen some. I knew we had some. Gosh, dang it. Oh well. What's done is done, chat. And at least now we have the compactor, so if we need more more blaze rods in the future, we can get like pretty much an infinite amount of them, right? Because the blaze powder is just so easy to get. At least that's what I'm going to say to justify how much time we've wasted. Flippin' heck. Use the scrolls, Isaac? I'm a little tempted to not use... Before, the scrolls had like a limited time effect. Prevents damage for a full second every 5 seconds. Dispels negative effects over time and enhances vision. Does this just enhance vision forever? Like, the one we had before was only like a limited time thing. Hold on. There's like a particle effect as well? See, we only get, I mean, it's nice to have night vision, I guess, but we only get 10 minutes of night vision. Use a true sight magic. All right, I mean, I'll take it. You know, having night vision is always nice, but I guess it would be nice if it lasted a little longer. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, chat, let's get to the core of our base here. Let's try, finally, and get our sifting and processing setup up and running, okay? So, we have our 3 igneous extruders all set to produce different things. This one's going to produce gravel. This one's going to produce sand. This one is also going to produce sand, and then we're going to use a pulverizer to turn that into dust. A couple of people in the comment section on YouTube pointed out or asked why I wasn't using the Stoneworks factory from Mine Factory Reloaded. There were a few reasons why I didn't go with the Stoneworks factory. It is true that the Stoneworks factory can produce sand, gravel, and dust. It can produce all 3, whereas the igneous extruders cannot. We need a separate machine to turn sand into dust. The problem with the Stoneworks factory is that it's a little expensive. It requires pink slime, which requires that we get I think a slaughterhouse and then a bunch of animals. It's not super difficult, but it's a little bit difficult for what we have right now. And really the big reason why I didn't go with the Stoneworks factory, at least for this section of our base, is that the Stoneworks factory cannot be sped up, and so we'd have to make a lot of them to get to like a similar speed as an upgraded igneous extruder, which can be upgraded with speed upgrades and made to be faster. So we will definitely use the material Stoneworks factory for having like a passive source of sand, gravel, dust, glass, stone, all that kind of stuff in the future. But for auto sifting, I think they're just a little bit slow, at least for the time being. You may notice as well that this water wheel system that I set up a few episodes ago now is no longer flowing, much to my disappointment, but one of our moderators, Ninja, came on to, and it is the Ninja, yeah, don't worry about it, but one of our moderators, Ninja, came onto the server and boarded up my water fountain. Apparently it was causing a little bit of lag on the server, and now we have this lovely little encased area for my water wheels here, which I think looks quite nice. You know, it's very in theme with the base, but alas, no water fountain for us. So the first thing we need to do, chat, though, is we need to figure out what kind of power we're going to use to power our igneous extruders. And I was taking a peek through, you know, JEI, seeing what we had installed. We have mechanism, of course. We did a look at, for example, the wind turbines, I believe they're called. These guys here, the wind generators, which are pretty easy to make, all things considered. And they do require a metallurgic infuser, which is not too bad. And so we could go ahead and make one of these. We also have solar panels, which I was quite interested in. We've got solar panels from a bunch of different mods. We've got like Ender.io have their photovoltaic cells. Apparently Actually Editions also adds just a generic solar panel. Mechanism has solar panels. Mechanism Generators has, oh no, Gladcraft has solar panels. Mechanism has solar panels. There's also the Solar Flux Reborn mod, which starts out pretty easy, requiring just some glass, iron, redstone, and wood. And then you upgrade it with more of them and a piston, which is glass, iron, you know, not glass, sorry, just iron, redstone, and wood, and then some cobblestone. I think I might try and make this because for the most part, it's not too bad. Like I said here, glass, iron, redstone, wood, more iron, redstone, wood. At this point here, you do need lapis, but we have a lot of lapis. If we've got a lot of glass, iron, redstone, and wood, I think we can fairly easily get to this point here, producing 32 redstone flux per tick. You do get 2 of them, so that's 64 redstone flux per tick, and it's just free unlimited power right out the gate. So I kind of feel like I might try and jump in with some solar power here, at least at the start. There is another mod here, which is thermal solars, a mod that I hadn't heard about before, and its first tier of solar panel is much better. It produces 100 redstone flux per tick. The only downside here is that it requires, is it titanium? Yeah, it requires titanium, which we don't yet have, and I believe the only way to get it for us right now is through sifting crushed netherrack, and you need quite a bit of it to make this first solar panel here. It is much better, producing 100 redstone flux per tick right out of the gate with the first tier, and then the second tier also doesn't seem too bad. I mean, should we work on this, chat? Should I sift some netherrack to try and get titanium? How much should we need? Because this is much better, right? Like, we have to get to tier 3 to produce 32 redstone flux per tick. And there's a bit of an unfair equivalency there because we do get 2 of these, so technically it's 64 RF per tick. And then this one here is where we finally get to the 100 RF per tick mark. But this one here produces 100 redstone flux per tick out of the gate. You can vein my netherrack in the nether. That is true. You know what? Sure, let's go for... I never made this one. I have played with Solar Flux Reborn in the past. Let's try this Thermal Solars one, right? So a bunch of iron nuggets for the solar panel base. The core is just glass, titanium dust, and then glass, redstone, and gold nuggets. And then the titanium panels are just more glass and titanium dust. So essentially, we just need a butt ton of titanium dust. We've already got, I believe, a fair bit of netherrack in here. We've got a little bit of netherrack in here, I guess. Can you crush lively netherrack into crushed netherrack? You can. Nice. Okay, so that's going to make life a lot easier, actually. Do I have my wand? I do not. In that case, chat, let's crush what we've got, and then I think it's probably going to be best if we go to the nether and grab some more, because I don't think that we're going to have enough just yet. I am contemplating whether or not we should sift this manually or not. My, like, obviously the odds are higher with the diamond stiffen mesh, which I'm thinking we could do manually, but at the same time, although actually, now that I think about it, we've got one diamond stiffen mesh, right? I don't know where our diamond stiffen mesh has gone right now. It might be in the system. Where the heck is it here? Oh, whoops. That was a bit of a delayed hit there. I didn't realize that was missing. It's kind of hard to tell with these sieves if you've got one like missing in a slot. Like, it looks like we've got a full grid of 25 here. Here it is. If we just go ahead and take you out and put it in here, we can use our mechanical user, right, to auto sift crushed netherrack in the diamond stiffen mesh. That is definitely going to be the way that we should do that whilst we go and get more netherrack in the end. And thanks to that advanced item collector, everything it gets should end up back in the usual crate just fine. All right, how are we doing in terms of titanium here? We have got we got 15 titanium ore. That's not bad, given that we can double that, right? Like, that's 6. I mean, it's not great. I think we need a lot more if we're going to make these furnaces. So this is a weird bug that I ran into. I don't know if it is a bug or if it's intentional, but certain resources you cannot smelt in stacks. Like that one there, it didn't let me smelt more than a few at a time. Also, we are out of crushed netherrack already. Oh my goodness. We gotta put some more in here. But you can't smelt more than the one set at a time. I had the same issue with Yellorium. Like, I don't know if we have ore. I don't know what it's called in here. Actually, I might put it back in the crate now that I think about it. Yeah, the Yellorium ore chunks had the same issue where if I put them in, it only smelts 2 at a time. Like, it doesn't smelt the whole stack for some bizarre reason. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a bug or if that's intentional to make it harder to smelt these ingots. But that's a thing, I guess. All right, 14 more. Yeah, I definitely think that this is the way to go. Really, the only downside here is that we're going to need we're going to have to go through a lot of netherrack, right? Like, so much of it. I don't know quite how much titanium we need, actually, as well. Like, this is obviously not in its preferred format. We do need titanium dust. I was really hoping that we could grindstone it, because we've already got the grindstone down. Although I guess if we're going to use a... yeah, I can't put it in there. I guess if we're going to get a pulverizer for our dust setup anyway, we might as well get a pulverizer now, and then just use that to turn our titanium ingots into titanium dust for the solar panel. Now that we have the crafting terminal as well, it is so much easier to make stuff like this. Like, no more back and forth to chests, no more trying to find all the items that we don't have. It is just nice and easy. We can just craft everything that we need in one beautiful centralized location. I freaking love the Applied ENERGISTICS 2 mod. It is fantastic. And kaboom, we have a pulverizer. Nice. Once again, we're going to have to put this down somewhere on our... We're just like, we're sucking this machine dry, this coal generator. Like, we're putting all of our machines here. Hopefully that's not going to be the case for very long, because we're going to upgrade to some solar power in just a second here, and then hopefully some a more sustainable source of power in the future after that. But for the time being, we're going to go ahead and, I guess, first of all, make sure the coal generator has some fuel in it. Thankfully, it does. And then we're going to go and throw all of our titanium into here. It's not going to be super fast for the time being. I think we can make it a little bit faster by making another one of the hardened upgrade kits, which I don't think are going to be too difficult for us to make. We should have the 4 bronze required to make the bronze gear, and then everything else required to make the hardened upgrade kit. And that's going to take its redstone flux per tick from 40, I think, up to 60. Yeah, so now it's just a little bit faster, you know, about a third faster than what it was before. No, it's 50% faster, right? It goes from 40 to 60, that's 50% faster. Nice. So I'm actually not too sure how much titanium dust we need to make the first tier of solar panel. It doesn't look like a lot, but I feel like it might be deceptive. So we need 5 of these, which are surprisingly cheap, honestly. It's just iron ingots, which we have in abundance. So I think I made 3. I'll make 3 more just to be safe. And then what else do we need here? We need 3 titanium panels. Each panel needs 9 titanium glass plates. So, oh boy. So we need 9 ingots per panel. So we need 27 titanium ingots. Right now we got 15. So there's 29, which I believe gets us all of the titanium panels. So I will go ahead and craft up 29 of those. And then we can go ahead and craft up 3 of those. Like so. So it is quite a bit of titanium. But then all we need now is 8 more titanium glass. We can definitely make this guy already. And then 8 more titanium glass is just 8 more titanium dust. So we're actually, I think, pretty much there. We've got 7 titanium glass already. And we should almost certainly have enough now in here to go ahead and get us 2 more, the 1 more piece, I guess, that we need. And that should get us our first solar panel, which is pretty crazy, actually. The fact that it produces 100 redstone flux per tick and is... it's not crazy cheap, but I think it is surprisingly cheap for how well it works here. So if we come back in, if we go ahead and craft up 8 more of these, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then we go and craft the titanium solar cell and throw it all together to make ourselves a titanium solar panel, we have 100 redstone flux per tick. Nice. So how much redstone flux per tick do these use? These use 60 redstone flux per tick each, and then of course our pulverizer also uses another 60. And so in total there, we are going to need 240 redstone flux per tick if we're going to run these at max speed consistently, which is really where we want to be. So, unfortunately, 100 redstone flux per tick, not going to be quite enough. But to upgrade this to a tier 2 solar cell, we just need the titanium panels, really, because the solar panel base is easy enough to make. And it looks like all of these are just more paneling. Like, it's not very difficult once you've got the base solar panel to upgrade to the next tier. I think it's just 29 more titanium for each extra 100 redstone flux, all the way up to the tier 6 that produces 600. That's pretty crazy, all things considered. So, how are we doing on titanium here? We got 39 titanium in there. That is crazy. So I think we can go ahead and upgrade this like right away here. That's going to get us 18 of these. The most annoying part is that we've got to do this manually here. But that's going to get us... Is it 1-to-1, this dust ratio? I think it is, right? Yeah, it's going to get us 18 more and take us up to 20 in total. But it shouldn't be too hard here, chat. We've got another 14 there. These are coming in nice and fast, actually. You have another stack on the first side, I think. Oh, yeah, we do. Look at that. Oh, man, that's cobalt. But we do have another stack of titanium ore pieces. Holy heck. Thank you for pointing that out. Oh, man. Again, the fact that it doesn't smelt more than 2 at a time is bizarre, but I'll take it. Holy heck. So I guess we want to try and get this up to tier 3, which should definitely be doable here. We just need, what, 58 titanium dust? And then we're good to go. We'll have the 300 hours per tick, which is enough to keep all of the machines running simultaneously. I'm not quite sure what's using our power right now. I guess it's our AE2 system, right? More than anything else. That's fine. It is slowing down our polarizer. We are slowly but surely running out of energy. I guess I should just put like this on top of it for now, right? Like that? Yeah, there we go. Nice. All right. So we have got how much titanium dust? We have got more than 58 titanium dust. And so now, back over here, what we should be able to do is very easily go ahead and make really just as many of these as is humanly possible. And then craft those up into as many of these as is humanly possible. And then quickly go and grab our pre-existing tier 1 solar panel, which I believe will have just been sucked up into this medium storage crate. It's kind of annoying that everything gets pulled here, but it's also kind of reassuring that if I ever drop anything off the edge, it's going to be instantly sucked back up into the crate there, and so I can't really lose much. We do need 5 more of these little solar panel base items, but once we have those, we got ourselves 200 redstone flux per tick, chat. That is crazy. And so now, we've already got... Oh, no, we've got yet more. We're ready to go straight to tier... Wait, no, this can't be right? We don't have 4 of those, do we? No. What? Am I missing something here? We can just go straight to the next tier? Did I have a lot more than I thought? I'm not going to complain, chat. Because, I mean, now we've got a tier 3 solar panel that can produce 300 redstone flux per tick. That is crazy. And we're completing quests left, right, and center. Where is the solar panel quest line? I assume... Oh, there it is. All right, how much are we? 5, 5, and 5. All right, fine. So, now that we've got that, we've actually got all of the redstone flux we need to actually power all of these machines. And so... if we run on over to here, all we're going to do, we're going to put down our polarizer directly on top of this ignis extruder. We want to make sure that this one, the top is set to output, and the polarizer, the bottom is set to input, like that. For those who don't know, you can shift left click on the middle there to kind of clear all of the inputs and outputs if you want to configure it from like a clean slate. And essentially all we need now is, for one, a line of sight to the sky, because we need... I'm fairly certain our solar panel is not going to generate redstone flux when it can't see the sun. That would be fairly bizarre. So we do need to be able to see the sun. That's fine. We can put it like just here for now or something. But then more importantly, we need a way to connect up all of these guys with redstone flux. And I think the easiest way for us to do that is almost certainly going to be with some flux ducts. Let's see here. So redstone flux ducts are probably the easiest. Just some redstone, some glass, and some lead ingots. Easy enough. And these things can transfer up to 1,000 redstone flux per tick, and so it should be good for quite a while here. Let's go ahead and see about setting this up. It's not going to look great, I don't think, at least not just yet. We don't have the ability to fly. Once I do get the ability to fly, I'm probably going to run these cables under the island just so they are a little out of the way and not so obtrusive. But for the time being, I'm just going to run these along the floor just so we can get this up and running nice and easily. And then, again, I probably want to find a better location for this solar panel just to make it look a little bit nicer. It's probably going to look nicer once we have more solar panels, so we can kind of make it symmetrical. But for the time being, again, just to get this kind of up and running so that we can get the resources to make more solar panels going forward, let's just throw this thing down like right about there. Hopefully that produces redstone flux. It does, all 300. We can go ahead and hook that up. Again, it looks horrible. I really don't like it, but I believe it's going to work. So the next thing that we need to do, and one of the most important things we need to do here, is we need to pump water into all of our igneous extruders. Now, can you get, I'm pretty sure that thermal expansion adds like redstone fluid ducts, right, actually? Like fluid ducts that can carry redstone flux. You can make a signalum plated fluid duct, and so we could transfer the water and the power within one cable. That would be quite nice. Unfortunately, the signalum is a little expensive right now, and we don't have an alloy smelter, which would make this significantly easier. And so I think for the time being, we're just going to stick with the sink that we have. We'll make another sink, and we'll just use fluid ducts. Again, it's one of those things where we can make this look nicer in the future, as and when we get the resources to be able to make this look nicer. For now, it's kind of out of the way, so I'm not too bothered if it looks a little bit less than ideal. I'm fairly certain that all we're going to need to do is put one of these down right about here, and one of these down right about there. Get rid of the dust, because I'm not a fan of it whatsoever. And then, again, not going to look great, but for now, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and we're going to be one fluid duct shy. So we need one more to go there. But that should work out just fine. We're going to set that to ignore redstone signal. That's going to pump into here and begin producing sand, as long as we set the left-hand side here to input, and the top to output, like so. And then same thing here, ignore redstone signal, so it's going to pull out all of that liquid, stick it into the left, and then output to the top. It's going to output dust, and that dust should get turned into, or it's going to output sand that then should get turned into dust. And then over here, we need simply one more fluid duct, which hopefully, chat, is pretty easy for us to do. Boom. Nice. Same story. Ignore redstone signal. Input from this side and output to the top. Nice. All right. So finally, we have gravel being made, we have sand being made, and we have dust being made. All of these are pretty slow right now. Ideally, I do want to make these faster in the future. We want to make sure it's set to orange so it gets the extra little dust output there as well. And we can make these faster by putting in more upgrade kits and also by putting in some augments for speed once we put in those upgrade kits. But again, for the time being, I think this is pretty much ready to go. So all we need to do now is extract from each igneous extruder and pulverizer, and then up to their respective sifting methods. Now, I'm probably going to replace that diamond stiffened mesh there with a bunch of iron stiffened meshes, and the same is true over on this side as well. The question really is, what kind of item transporting technology do we want to use to move our items here? We've got the option of item conduits, we've got transfer nodes, and we've got translocators are not really an option right now due to the fact that they are only able to transfer over very short distances. We don't have a ton of item conduits. How many conduit binder do we have? 34. I think I will go and use item conduits just because they are fast and also fairly easy to make. The transfer nodes are definitely easier to make, but are nowhere near as fast, I don't think. And so I think these are kind of the best of both worlds for us now. Like that. So you're going to be insert, and you, if I can get in there, are going to be extract, always active, and taking that gravel out into our mechanical user. Let's see if we've got what it takes to make, oh, almost walked off the edge there. Let's see if we've got what it takes to make our 25 iron stiffened meshes. I'm fairly certain, oh gosh, we're all out of juice in here, I guess. Let's put some more wood in for now. I'm fairly certain that we should already have a few meshes lying around from before. We do. We got some flint stiffened meshes. We've got 9 iron stiffened meshes. And since I did all of that smelting between streams, I have a feeling we should be able to make pretty much all of those. We can. Nice. All right. So let's fill this in. Also, let's not forget, I'm definitely going to fall through that hole one of these days, chat, by the way. But let's not forget that we do have another sieve lying around in here specifically to fill in this hole right about here that I always forget about. But let's fill this in. And let's also get rid of that diamond stiffened mesh as well. Now, right now, we're going to run into the issue of course, of our... No, I would like to... Please, I would like to take out this diamond stiffened mesh. There we go. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. There we go. Okay, look at that. That's much, much nicer. So right now we're obviously producing more, like we're sifting the dust faster than we can produce it, and gravel in this case. Like we're not producing the gravel anywhere near fast enough. One of the problems we're running into right now is, of course, it's nighttime, and thus we're not producing any power. So we should really look at setting up some kind of buffer, maybe an energy cell from thermal expansion, maybe a capacity bank from Ender IO, something like that, just to kind of buffer the power to get us through the night when the solar panel stops working. And then also, like I said before, look into upgrading these to make them a little bit faster. But for now, we can do the same thing here. We can set you to extract, always active, and you to insert, like so. And this one's a bit weird because we've got this line going up here and then we've got translocators up there. So this is kind of like a built-in buffer just in case we produce way too much sand, which I don't think is likely to happen, but that's fine for the time being. We can always move this later if we need the translocators for something. And then finally, we just need a few more item conduits, chat, and we should be good to go. So we'll take the pulsating iron, craft that into a pulsating iron nugget, craft that up with our conduit binder like so. And boom. And that should be pretty much all three of these automated. Now I am going to move the, oh, we don't have a mechanical user. Of course, we're going to make another one of those real quick. I am going to move this chest as well as the advanced item collector because I'm fairly certain that if I put that in, like if I put it into a more centralized location, it should be able to collect from all three sieves simultaneously, which would be quite nice. The mechanism cubes are quite cheap. I always forget about mechanism. It also adds like item transferring pipes, which I always completely forget about. I should look into those. But what am I after here? I'm after a mechanical user, which hopefully is not too bad here. We do need another resonating redstone crystal, which should be easily doable. We've got quite a few of these end shards left over. Another dropper is, of course, also very easy to do. And boom, another mechanical user. Beautiful. We're also missing one more sieve there, and I think we have exactly one more sieve lying around in our system, right? We do, nice. And then we've got 17 meshes, which is not 25, chat. You'll be surprised to hear. So we are a little shy of being able to make this work. Like, what, 8 meshes shy? That shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. We should be able to craft those up very easily. We've got 2 flint stiffened meshes, so we need just 6 more, he says, as he makes 7. That's fine. And then, finally, iron ingots. Boom. And boom. Nice. 26. Perfect. All right, there we go. All of our meshes are installed. We've got 1 spare mesh just for safety if we need it. We've got not all of our... Did we put the item conduits back? We did. All right. Chat, I think that we are finally about there. So we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of these. We're going to connect this up like so. You are going to be insert. And if I can get up there, the one on top of the polarizer here is going to be extract, always active. The top is already set to export. That is fine. And so that is going to begin sifting the dust as well. We do have to configure our mechanical user. Right now, it's not configured to do that. I believe it's activate item with block, right click. It is. You can see we just lost 25 dust there. That is because all of the dust is now in there. Momentarily, chat, all of that dust, I'm going to see if I can turn that off actually real quick because I believe that this is currently too far away from our advanced item collector for the drops from that to be collected. So the maximum range of the advanced item collector is 10. You can set the radius 10 in any direction. And so right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, didn't mean to do that. But right now we can get to about here. And so certain items that are going to fly off in this direction are not going to be collected. However, if we move this to like here, or maybe even like, I don't want to put it on top of the elevator, obviously, or maybe even just down here, it will collect all of the resources from this area. So I do want to move this crate, and one of the things that I did between sessions, you'll notice I did do some crate moving when I organized my storage between streams. One of the things that I did is I made a couple of the crate moving upgrades, these storage crate keepers. They do require black quartz, and I did actually use all of the black quartz that I had between streams doing this, so I do need to make some more smoky quartz here real quick, which we can then go ahead and smelt up into black quartz like so. But once we have that, making these crate storage inventory keepers, what are they called? These storage crate keepers is not too difficult. And then you can throw these in like so. And essentially, they do what they say on the tin. They make it so that when you break the storage crate, it keeps its inventory. And everything doesn't fly everywhere, completely destroying your base, which is lovely. For now, chat, we can always move this again if we need to. But for now, I'm going to put it like right here. It's an odd place to put it. But I kind of want to do the processing down here as well. I think I'm going to do some processing on this side, turning all of the ore chunks into, all the ore pieces into chunks and all the chunks into ingots. I'm not going to do that up on this upper level. And so for the time being, I think having this down here works out just fine. We want to make sure that we set the, let me see if I can figure out which direction we're going in here. This is the X direction. So the X direction needs to be 10. The Y direction also needs to be probably not 10. We could probably get away with making that less because I don't think it's 10 blocks between here and the top of the sieves, but that's fine. The Z direction does not need to be too big. I will bump it up to like 7 just because it does need to go a bit further back that way, but I think that's fine. We don't need the Z direction to be fully 10. Otherwise, it's going to start picking up items that we drop like over here. That is too far away. That's good. That's what I want to see. This is close enough. That's fine. So like once you pass like this line here, you do start getting sucked up by the medium storage crate. And so now, if we go ahead and turn this back on, like so, it should continue to sift the dust, and all of the drops from the sifted dust should end up in the crate. Hopefully. All the drops from everywhere should end up in the crate. Ideally. Oofed. Every time. There's always one. There's always one that's gotta ruin the fun. Why you gotta be like this? Also, let me... Options, controls, C? No, I do not want this crafting. I can't get rid of it. Options, controls, crafting, C. Turn it off. Options, controls, C. No. Why you gotta be like this? Game? Why you gotta be like this? I think that is just a Z bump. Is that really too far away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's 11 blocks away. Gosh, dang it. All right. Well, chat, that means I have to encase this in some fashion. We don't need to go crazy. Like usually when I encase these, I will like fully encase them in glass to prevent items flying everywhere. I think in this scenario, really all that we need to do is block the corners, both on this side and I guess also this side's probably going to have the same issue as well. Like, as a temporary solution that I will try and make look nicer in the future, all we really need to do is, I think, something like this. As like little, you know, like when you go to a building that has like kids in it, you know, if you go to like you go to someone's house and they have kids, they'll have like those little protective things on the corners to make sure they don't like touch the sharp corners of something or like bang their heads. Think of that for this, you know. Our Civ's a bit derpy from time to time and occasionally tries to throw things quite far out. You know, it gets a bit stroppy and tries to throw things out into the distance. We're going to go ahead and let that, like, you know, deal with that. So hopefully everything should end up in here, right? There we go. I think that's going to work out just fine. For whatever reason, it's not happening on this side, which is bizarre. But just for safety's sake, I will do this. And like I said, I think I might try and make this look nicer. Next time we can put like safety corners on all 4 corners maybe and try and make it look a little bit more unified. But chat, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream now. I did want to try and get into the processing today, but some of the other stuff took longer than expected. Story of my life, everything always takes longer than I think it will. Between streams, I might try and make this look a little nicer. You know, I'll try and make some more Fluix cable and put this in a nice looking position. Next time, I definitely want to work on processing all of the drops that we get from this, because this storage crate is going to fill up very quickly. You can see already it's almost full. I might have to turn these off between streams just so they don't start overflowing and lagging the server. But next time, I want to come back. I want to automate the processing of all of those ingots into like their own storage drawers. I also would like to get some kind of flight, whether it be just a jetpack or something like that, so we can start to work on making the island look nicer by moving these cables and whatnot. I think that's going to be pretty nice for us indeed. But guys, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream there for now.